The beast shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and they that dwell on earth shall wonder when they behold the beast that was, and is not, yet is. For 5 millennia, I have fought to be heard in this world, but only a few listened. Now, finally, everyone will hear me. I will blanket the earth with a truth that is hot from hell. The world will await the sound of my voice to know whether the sun will rise or the rivers flow. I was here before, when these walls stood tall, when this soil was turned red with spilled blood. Oh, the flowers that bloomed.
Nourished by the blood of your enemies.
I was here when the Egyptians turned back the Canaanites, 1,000 years before the Nazarene came into this world. But nothing compares to the battle that is coming.
And he gathered them together in a place called Armageddon.
He who controls Jerusalem at the end of days
shall rule the world.
Precisely.
Nixon will win by a landslide, I guarantee it. Nobody will vote for a Catholic.
Dick Nixon will not be president.
Really?
Not this time, for sure.
Why not?
He doesn't look good on television.
Hell, the man's running for president, not auditioning for Gunsmoke.
General, I'll tell you now, the world is on television. And that's where people will form their opinions. People like me will shape those opinions. I have more than 100 television and radio stations, magazines, newspapers. If you read, watch television, listen to the radio, you're gonna hear what I have to say. We all are. And how is my prodigy?
Doing well, I'm happy to say.
Well, I expected nothing less. And what about you, Stone?
I'm afraid he still misses his mother.
So do I. But it's been 3 months. It's time to get over it. Young man, tomorrow you will stop grieving for your mother and get on with your life. Is that clear?
Yes, Father.
All right, then. Good night.
Good night, sir. I know. I miss her, too. The good Lord took your mother, but he gave you a new baby brother. Would you like some hot chocolate, dear? We could sit by the fire and talk a bit. All right? I'll be right back.
The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away.
You're okay. You're okay. What have you done? What have you done?
I trust your standards haven't changed since I was a cadet.
I assure you, Senor Alexander, you're still producing men like yourself. Men who lead the way for others.
You'll do very well here. Work hard. Obey the rules.
Now, my son requires a firm hand. Don't coddle him, understand? I want him hard and tough. Ready for the world.
Learn to make friends. That's important.
If your son has what it takes to be a great leader, I know how to bring it out of him.
I'll come and see you, if I can.
Driver.
Stupid.
Young master, we have waited so long. Bless me, so that I may serve you in this our quest. Give me strength to spread your message over the earth. Sanguia malum, ducati calda. Quis vivat in tenebris, recet mundum. He that lives in darkness shall rule the world.
Dominos, Ero.
500 years ago, generals formed their men in straight lines and sent them out to attack fixed positions with weapons like these. This seemed effective when combat took place face to face. Courage, strength, and skill decided the outcome of the battle. But with the invention of firearms, particularly the machine gun, these same tactics resulted in the slaughter of thousands of brave men. What does this mean?
As military leaders, you will be responsible for the lives of your men. You must match your tactics to the prevailing technology.
Thank you, Cadet Alexander.
That was nice. She's back. Non ce ne sdodo.
Gabriella! Senti, ma che bella ragazza! Allora, ok, andiamo a mangiare. Ma perché no?
No.
Sì, ecco. Gabriella, ma cappuccino!
In battle, there are two kinds of soldiers. Those who live and those who die.
They are coming! Set up the perimeters!
To live, you must learn to kill. Killers win wars. Cadet Monticelli, you and your squad have been chosen to defend Hill 31 against the attackers led by Cadet Alexander. The victors will graduate with special honors. This is not just an exercise. This is the first step into your future.
Looks like you're lost, friend.
Bastardo!
I take no prisoners. Fool.
Well, Gabriella doesn't think I'm a fool.
I'm sorry that Fausto had to leave the academy.
Why?
You were very fond of him.
He is a nice boy, but only to have a lot of fun with. Come. It is beautiful, no?
Magnificent.
You see the cats? They are everywhere. And 2,000 years ago, lions and tigers were kept here. They were used to kill the Christians.
Yes, the people loved it, I remember. From my studies.
Yes, of course.
Gabriella, do you think of me the same way you think of Fausto? Just someone to have a little fun with?
No.
Gabriella, stay. Stay with me.
Please.
Stay. Stay.
This thing with Fausto is very serious. It will be a month before he's out of the hospital.
Yes. We are all deeply saddened at Cadet Fausto's untimely departure.
Very diplomatic of you. But there will be an inquiry. And from what I've learned, it will not go well with you, Stone.
You have the sworn testimony of over a dozen cadets. Fausto's own men that say I was nowhere near him when this accident occurred.
I believe you are in some way responsible for what happened. It will be up to me to decide who is punished. Which brings me to something more personal.
Sir.
I have seen the way you look at my daughter.
Ah, yes. It's a wise father who knows his own child. I would be pleased to have your permission to spend more time with her.
That's out of the question. I hardly think you would make a good match for her, in spite of your obvious advantages. You're a natural-born leader, Stone, but you lack any sense of humanity. I don't want my daughter exposed to someone like you.
Nevertheless, I'm afraid you won't be able to keep us apart.
Really?
In return for your permission to see Gabriella, I'll not only allow you to keep your academy, but I'll give you something even more important.
You think your father's money allows you to threaten me in such a manner? I'll inform your father that you're no longer welcome here.
You will give me what I want, and in return, I will give you your soul. Your immortal soul.
Again! Hit! Ready! Out! Order! Out!
Well, what do you think of your brother?
Guard! Guard! Attenzione!
I want to be just like him.
Yes, sir!
Better to be who you are, David.
I've decided to forego a military career. I've accepted a post with the European Union. Administration.
Congratulations, son.
Thank you, Father. David.
Finally we meet.
So you're my little brother?
Well, hope I meet your approval.
I'm impressed. Is Father preparing you to follow in his footsteps?
Well, we're not in complete agreement over what I'm to do with my life, but we'll work it out. And won't we, Father?
Of course we will. I wonder if I can have something to drink. Something cold.
No, I'll get it for you.
Hurry back. Got a lot to talk about.
You know, the European Union isn't the right place for you, Stone. You're not cut out to be a bureaucrat.
Oh, I know what I'm doing, Father. Got it all planned out.
You should come home with me and learn the business.
No. I was raised here in Europe. This is my home. Besides, there's more to life than just making money.
I haven't done well by you, Stone. I want to make it up to you somehow. Come home with me. Let's build our dreams together. What do you say? The three of us.
A beautiful sentiment, Father. Not very practical, I'm afraid.
I'm going to do things that you've never dreamed of. I'm going to change the world. Dear old Dad. You think I'm talking nonsense? You'll see.
Oh,
Mi dispiace. Scusa.
no, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. My name is David Alexander.
You're Stone's brother.
Do you know him?
My father runs a school, and so I know all the cadets.
In my opinion, America lost the war in Vietnam because of the media. Government failed to control the one weapon it could have used to win.
My father gave me my first caballo.
Excuse me, General. Father.
I don't know what you've made of my son, General.
Believe me when I say to you, I don't think either one of us had a hand in making him.
Why didn't your father send you here?
Well, I guess he just didn't think I was as good as Stone.
Maybe just different. I mean, yes, brothers, but two different people.
Well, now I wish I had come here.
Why?
Because it's beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen a place more beautiful.
Well, will you... are you going to become, how do you say, media mogul?
A mogul?
Mogul.
No. So I think I'd rather do something that helps people.
Television does not help people?
Not from what I've seen on the major networks.
Stealing my bride, David?
Oh, Stone. Well, I was just... Bride?
What do you mean?
I was going to ask you earlier, but I could never get you alone. Since we have a witness. Gabriella, marry me. Marry me and I'll take you to the top of the world.
Please don't excuse me. I have to get back.
He's embarrassed. So sweet. She'll say yes.
Mi dispiace. Scusa.
Well, if she does.
When she does.
But when she does. You'll be a very lucky man, Stone.
Man makes his own luck, little brother.
Luck? Well, we were certainly lucky to have this noble establishment as our guidance and inspiration for so many years. This academy has produced some of the world's finest military leaders, also its captains of industry, including, and here I must with some pride acknowledge, one of its most distinguished, sitting right there, my father. Later on this evening, we'll dedicate this beautiful room as a concert hall to the memory of another remarkable father, that of my dear wife, Gabriella, there.
Well done, Stone.
Thank you.
Well, both my sons have become better public speakers than I ever was.
Oh, that's never prevented you, Father, from having your voice heard.
Through others.
Well, it's not the style of the speech that counts, it's the content. Would you excuse me, Father? Stone?
I'd like to speak to you, Stone. Alone.
Of course.
Bravo. Grazie mille. Thank you.
I believe we met here once before.
2 times in 20 years, I think people are beginning to talk.
How are you?
I'm old. How are you?
No, you're not. You're more beautiful now than when I last saw you in New York.
Darling David, you are my favorite senator.
Congressman.
Or whatever you are, I missed you terribly. Mwah. Mwah.
Old Franchini. I miss him.
Yes. He was like a father to me.
More of a father than I was, I'm sure. You know, they say you begin to reappraise your life as your own mortality becomes more apparent. With all my success, I failed at one thing.
And what's that?
Raising you, Stone.
Nonsense. I rather like what I've become.
Thank you for making my point.
Would you like to dance?
I'd love to.
I have to be careful. This could be considered a political statement.
What do you mean?
A U.S. congressman dancing with the wife of the head of the European Union? By the way, what do I call you? Your Highness?
Oh, David, don't be silly. Your Majesty is quite good enough.
There's something I have to tell you, Stone.
Oh, yes, I know. You're going to give it all away, aren't you? Your television stations, your wire services, even your communication satellites. Give them all to the public. Yes, the great unwashed multitudes who've made you as rich as you are. Oh, I'm afraid if you're looking for redemption, Dad, that's just a little too late.
I don't know how you found out, but it won't change anything. I'm going to announce my plans tonight when I make my speech.
Oh, yes, yes, how appropriate. Castrating your offspring in front of strangers. Oh, I've always admired your sense of timing, but I'm afraid I can't let you go through with this.
There's really nothing you can do about it. Oh, I won't cut you off completely. No, there will be a generous trust fund for you and David. You will get the castle in Rome. David can have the Virginia estate. Both of you will be quite comfortable, I assure you.
Oh, I require a great deal of comfort, Father. More than you'll ever know.
How is life with my brother, the rising star?
He never seems to need any rest. I just wish I knew what he wanted out of life.
Well, he has you. What else could he possibly want?
David, I'm being serious.
So am I.
This is unacceptable, Father. I will have what is rightfully mine, and that includes, well, everything.
I've made up my mind, Stone, and nothing you say can change it.
Too bad. You see, I'm going to need your media empire and the power that goes with it. Oh, yes, I intend to change the way things are done in this dim little world.
Oh, I'm warning you. If you even try and fight me in court.
Oh, dear old Dad, always spoiling for a fight. I suppose I would miss you if I cared anything at all about you, but... see... I don't. Go to hell. Yes. Aiuto! Somebody call an ambulance! Quick! Un'ambulanza! Un'ambulanza veloce! Father? Father! God, what happened? I don't know. He wasn't feeling well. He went onto the balcony to get some air, and he must have...
Father.
God, why wasn't I there? No, Father, don't try to speak.
luminis nebulosa valde, quando tenebrarum pondos cadet super pecadores.
This is my blood, spilled by my enemies. Drink it and vanquish. This is my flesh, made foul with sin. Eat it, and rejoice in my new kingdom. Woe to those that oppose me, for they shall be cut down like winter wheat. My wrath shall sweep like a dark tide over the suffering land. Oh, woe to those who stand in the path of my righteousness. Oh, woe.
With the final terrorist stronghold destroyed, celebrations have intensified here at the historic Temple Mount in Jerusalem as we await the inauguration of Stone Alexander as the first ever Chancellor of the United World Union. Over to you, Chuck.
Thank you, Dana. During Stone Alexander's reign, he has quite literally changed the face of the world. Using his great wealth, he has all but ended the problems of world hunger and drought, brought peace to the Middle East, and laid the groundwork for world governance.
Well, there you go. See what you can accomplish if you don't have to answer to Congress?
I'm telling you, Richard, pulling our delegation was a mistake. It sends the wrong message.
I think it sends exactly the right message.
Well, right on time, Mr. Vice President. The show hasn't started yet.
Alexander's rise to chairman of the European Union was meteoric. National borders had been erased, as the world has been divided into 10 democratic zones. Each zone's Secretary General has one vote in the World Union Parliament. But with Alexander now ordained as sole chancellor, that will, in all probability, end. Dana?
Let's go inside where I understand the Chancellor is about to make his acceptance speech.
My friends, you have built a magnificent house for me. My soul leaps to see all that has been accomplished, for I have said in my heart, I will ascend to heaven, and it has come to pass.
I can't believe you're related to this old boy.
Maybe he was left on my parents' doorstep.
By a pack of wolves.
I will raise my throne above the stars, and it has...
Do you believe this madman?
Sounds like Adolf Hitler, only with attitude.
You know, now that he has almost everyone in the world lined up on his side, he'll be looking for ways to put pressure on us.
An economic embargo will be the first logical step. Cut us off from world markets.
Where do the Chinese and Latins stand on this issue?
Uncommitted. Here, I want you to look at this intelligence report. Satellite photos show lots of activity in and around Russian nuclear weapon storage sites.
They're moving stuff around?
Well, the CIA says someone's offered them a truck full of money for some nukes.
That has not been confirmed.
Who made that offer?
Well, it's gotta be my brother. Nobody else could arrange for something like this without us knowing about it earlier.
I have the Chancellor online.
Put it on the screen.
I'm staying in the Middle East zone for another day, but when I return to Rome on Wednesday, I shall expect you to be there.
I'm a very busy man, Chancellor.
Mr. President, the future of the world is at stake.
What exactly is that supposed to mean?
Ah, man, proud man, dressed in a little brief authority. It means, sir, that my people will meet your plane in Rome in 30 hours.
Admiral, what is the location of our Sixth Fleet at this time?
Just off the coast of Italy, sir.
Well, I'd say that's a mighty fine place for them. Wouldn't you, gentlemen? What are you focused in on over there, David? Don't you ever stop working?
I'm putting together something for you, sir. Still trying to get inside my brother's head. Figure out what makes him go.
Oh, hell, I know what makes him go. It's called power. Greatest aphrodisiac known to modern man. Hell, I take a liberal dose of it every night before I go to bed. I need something that's gonna give me the edge when it comes to the showdown with your brother.
Take a look at this.
An insurance study.
The CIA has compiled a list of 200 names that at one time or another opposed my brother, either politically or in business.
Let me guess.
Dead. Every one of them.
How many of them died of unnatural causes?
None. They all died of heart attacks, cancer, strokes.
So, what does he do? Cast a spell on him? Don't get mythological on me now, David.
Well, I'm just saying you might want to keep your distance from him.
I know I can't do that. If I expect him to take me serious, it's got to be face to face, man to man.
You know, sir, I think the vice president might be right.
Well, you know, when you get to be president, we'll let you make those decisions. But until then, gin.
Oh.
Ha 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 ha. 25, come on.
Yes, sir.
Citizens of my world union, witness your first day in a united world. One currency, one language, one goal, to strive every day to make the lives of all men better and better. One dictator? Oh yes, I know that some of you are thinking that, and I know where this fear is coming from. The same fear that caused dear friends to strike down Julius Caesar right there in the Roman Forum. Fear of what he could become. For Brutus said he was ambitious. But, dear friends, you have no need to fear my ambitions. I am no dictator, but I must lead. For men at some time are masters of their fate. I will not ask you to follow me, but to take the journey with me. This journey to a better world!
How do you do, Chancellor?
Mr. President. Ah, David. My little brother. Gabriella sends her love and would like to see you if time permits.
Thank you.
That was one hell of a speech, Chancellor.
Not as good as the one that got you elected.
Well, now that we've blown the appropriate amount of smoke up one another's hindquarters, do you mind if we get down to business?
With pleasure.
I know that you have a whole mess of third world countries and socialist paradises all lined up like little ducks in a row, but the U.S. really has no desire to be involved in your so-called New World Order.
Well, I'm afraid it's not your decision anymore. You see, the United Nations and the European Union have folded themselves into my organization. In fact, your representatives to the UN voted for the accord.
Those ambassadors have since been recalled.
Mr. Vice President, I think you understand me well enough to know I only want what is best for everyone.
Well, regardless of your intentions, I'm in complete agreement with the President.
You can't be the only boat paddling against the tide. Isolationism is so passé. No, the North American zone must join the others.
North American zone? You and your people can call it whatever you want, but as long as I'm breathing, I am the president of the God-blessed United States of America.
I see. Well then, there's nothing more to be said, is there? Gentlemen?
Good day.
David.
Gabriella.
Ciao, David. How's your president?
He's not doing very well.
Oh.
Stone called me at the hospital, said that he needed to see me, that it was urgent.
He's been delayed. I took the liberty to prepare the lunch. Can you stay?
Of course.
Oh, good.
It's so good to see you like this. Just the two of us.
How long has it been?
2 years ago, July, at your fundraiser in Washington.
I don't believe you remember everything.
Everyone fell in love with you that night.
Everybody but you. You hardly spoke to me. Ciao, Gabriella.
You were surrounded by admirers. Besides, I've always been in love with you.
Why, David? How sweet. I never think of you as being sentimental.
Can I ask you something? Is everything all right between you and Stone?
What a thing to ask. Of course. Because of him, my foundation is a tremendous success. Do you know how many kilos of food we sent to starving nations last year? Over 500 million.
But are you happy?
Happy. Che cosa è felice?
Gabriella, I'm afraid for you.
Why?
Well, it seems to me that anyone who stands in Stone's way ends up
dead? You're crazy.
Maybe. But I want you to be careful.
Why?
Keep your eyes open. Will you do that for me? Please?
I'll keep my eyes open.
Chancellor will see you now. Excuse me.
Ah, David. I'm so sorry about Benson. I said a little prayer for him, but one never knows if God is listening.
You think you got away with it? Don't you?
I beg your pardon?
I don't know how you did it, but I'm going to find out.
You don't like me, do you, David? Hmm?
No, come on, don't deny it.
You really don't like me.
What do you want, Stone?
I trust you had a decent lunch and a nice chat. Ah, my wife. She's so loyal. I value that quality above all others.
Is this what you wanted to talk to me about?
In a very short time, you will be president of the North American Zone. I want you on my side. Please hear me out. You are my brother, David. Your family. Blood. And that means something, even to me.
We were never family.
David, I'm trying to help you. Don't you see? Together we can rule the world. Yes, join with me and I'll raise you up. You'll be second only to me.
You're out of your mind.
I have that power. I can make it happen.
As long as we have the Chinese and the Latins on our side, you don't have a chance in hell of getting what you want.
Oh, I'll always have a chance in hell, David. Oh, come on. Come on. Join with me in this great adventure. I promise you, you won't regret it.
Bye, Stone.
This is unacceptable, Father. I will have what is rightfully mine.
What have you done? Oh, it isn't what I've done. I think it's rather what you've done, isn't it, David?
You don't really expect anybody to believe that, do you? I wasn't even up there. There are witnesses.
This is television. People believe anything they see on television. And besides, before you can prove otherwise, your credibility will be as dead as dear old Dad there.
Don't push me.
Oh, goodness. Does my wife know what a violent man you are?
Mr. President.
David. David, I'm sorry. What can we do for you now?
I'd also like you to consult your Congress, President Alexander. And I would like my answer within 24 hours. You take care of yourself.
We should kill him.
Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural trouble. 2,000 years. Do you feel it? Do you feel it all coming to an end? Your sacrifice was for nothing. Soon you will bow down before me. And your father will see me for whom I really am, the conqueror of men, worthy to share, no, to assume his throne. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and sea, because the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knows he has a short time.
We have received official word. Your brother, the president,
Still refuses to join us. Well, in the great scheme of things, my earthly brother is a minor inconvenience. So, after an eternity of waiting...
The end is in sight.
Yes! Don't you understand that? They believe in me now. Me! Yes, test them. Give them tribulation. Spill out your bowls of wrath, unleash your plagues. I challenge you! Oh, bravo! Well done! But you can do better than that. Go! Pour out your bowls of wrath upon the earth! Bring it on!
Fires caused by the continuing meteorite showers are still blazing around the country for the 11th straight day, while freak weather conditions persist across the world. Floodwaters in Belgium are still rising, and the mudslides in Central America have sparked fears of the spread of disease.
Yesterday's riots left more than 300 dead. This is part of a pattern of civil disobedience across the world that follows each new natural disaster.
They think it's the end of the bloody world. They're rioting in the streets.
Please.
My people are not ungrateful, sir. But when a hailstorm destroys a third of our continent's vegetation... Sakagadziri,
Mr. President, you must hear me out on this.
I am not going to change my mind about joining the World Union.
Official notice from Rome. The World Union is leveling a complete trade embargo against us.
Ladies and gentlemen, rest assured that I shall do everything in my power to resolve our problems. I will, in fact, be visiting all of you shortly to see them at first hand.
He wants to control the world.
When is world peace the same as controlling the world?
When it takes away my freedom. Our freedom as a sovereign nation. Now, I will not be bullied by sanctions or embargoes or anything else he throws our way.
I have given orders for mass executions of all dissidents and their families. We cannot tolerate disobedience at such a crucial time.
Bravo, Koczynski. Ty wielki prezydent. But let's not go too far, shall we? We don't want too many dead bodies lying around. It creates a rather bad impression.
Mr. President, I must speak plainly. You are allowing a family quarrel to cloud your judgment.
The people of this nation will not be at the beck and call of a foreign leader. And we will not give up the power to decide our own destiny.
What about the renegade zones? The Americans and the Chinese? Something's got to be done.
Yes. The Chinese have 500 million troops on our border.
Oh, ye of little faith. If you would kindly excuse me for a moment. But rest assured that everything is going as it should be. Chaos only makes it that much more interesting. America will implode, and as for China, everything will be settled at Megiddo.
This government has always been and will always be of the people, by the people, and for the people of the United States of America. Now, this meeting is over.
You will regret this, I promise you.
Give my regards to my brother, would you?
You have made the masses fanatical to make them instruments of your policies.
We'll discuss all of this later.
No, no, we discuss it now.
There are things that you simply do not understand.
Like anyone who gets in your way ends up dead. David told me that.
Deny it.
Oh, yes. Yes, I was forgetting my little brother sent you to spy on me.
So, it is true? You killed your father? The president? I don't believe it.
Oh, frailty, thy name is woman. Look, just go back to feeding your pathetic poor and stay out of my business.
If you didn't care about the poor, why did you spend your fortune feeding them?
Because, my dear, the quickest way to a man's loyalty is through his belly. But still, they hold out their hands for more, always more. And you encourage them. Well, I'm sick of their stench, of their misery, of their disease. So let them starve, let them die.
We have the whole world. And we've lost our souls. God. God help us.
God! Oh, yes, I'm sure he's lurking around somewhere. So stay on your knees and hold out your hand and beg. Go on, beg for his love. You've lost mine.
Who are you?
Goodbye. Thank you, my children of Africa. For indeed you are my children, beloved above all others. But oh, my children, this world we share today is in chaos.
I say chaos! Chaos! Chaos!
This is a plague area, sir. They find out I brought the military chief of our zone into an area like this.
This is Mexico, Sergeant. This is our country, not a zone. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Por favor. Señora Alexander, how can I help?
Bien.
I knew your foundation was working in this area. I didn't realize I would have the pleasure of running into you myself.
Gracias, señor.
How many people have they lost in this village?
I don't know. 100, maybe more. Tomorrow will be twice as many. Oh, God, help.
You have seen a storm of fire that sweeps through your fields. You see a sky as black as night in the fullness of day. And you have seen your loved ones dying from a pestilence that rips into your cities, into your villages. You have seen this world we all love threatening to tear itself apart at the seams. And that is why you have come here today. You have come here for my help. I cannot help you.
Gracias, señor.
What kind of God looks at what's happening here and does nothing?
Even God won't force us to do good. We must choose the good for others.
I cannot help you because you have turned your backs on me! On me! I, who have fed your starving masses. I, who have given you peace the world over. And for this, what you do to me, you deny me. You deny me. You deny me, your God.
Not true, you're not God.
And for this, you will be punished! Pray to me! Pray to your God!
My will be done.
Now she is standing before the face of God with all the dignity and respect that she was created for. And she won't forget the general who risked his life today to come here, to this village, to care just for her.